My favorite position used to be Korean, but is slowly shifting to sofa now.
Expo.
Amazon.
Standing on my feet.
Sitting.
Just Korean.
Chest, I think.
Standing in Expo.
Amazon. It's perfect to chill and to watch other people.
Did you know what the people were just talking about? Korean, Amazonas, sofa. That's a weird mix of words. And if you didn't understand everything, just keep watching, because in this video I'm gonna go over all Freestyle Highline positions. And because all is impossible to achieve, I had 3 criteria about which positions to include in this video. The first one being that they have to be done as a starting or landing position in Freestyle Highline, because there are several other positions in other slackline disciplines and they are not included in this video. The second criterion was that they have to be done regularly by at least 2 people, because there are so many special positions that this would be a never-ending video. And then finally, I'm also just a person. I don't know everything, so I did this video based on my best knowledge. And even if you're already a Highline pro, keep watching, because there might be a thing or two that you can still learn. As we still have a lot of positions to cover, let's get started. To make it easier to follow, I put all of the positions into different groups. And the first group is the non-standing basics. The first one in this group is chest. Chest means that you have both hands on the line, you lay on your chest, you have 1 foot on the line and 1 foot hanging down. The second position in this group is sofa. And here you just sit on the line as if the line was a sofa. So you don't look to one of the anchors, you just look into the void. Similar to this is the butt or Amazonas position, so both of these refer to the same position. You look to one of the anchors, but you still have both feet on the same side of the line. This changes when we look at the next position, which is Korean. Here you have 1 leg on each side of the line, but you still look at the anchor. Similar to Korean is soup, which is the same but with 1 foot touching the line. And then sit is again very similar, but with both feet on the line. But wait, one of these names stands out. Do you know why the Korean position is called Korean?
Ooh, I have no clue actually.
I think it's a weird name for that position.
I have absolutely no clue.
Maybe it's a Korean who invented it.
I also don't know any Korean slackliners.
I am imagining maybe north and south, and there is a border in between of them, and this border is your ass cheeks.
No, I think there was a Korean guy that fell from the line and it was like, ah!
I think it comes from the noodles, you know, the rice noodles. And you kind of like look like a sack of noodles hanging from both sides.
Maybe Koreans have in Korea not really chairs, but they always sit on like a tight rope.
I think it's something to do with like an old tradition, like sitting on like poles on the water and that position or something. It's something Korean from Korea.
There's probably some story like for the Richie roll or something, but I don't know. Can you tell me?
Well, to clarify this, I've reached out to the slackline legend Sam Vory, and he gave me a hint. He said it's probably the Korean tradition Tultagi. Just have a look at this video of the over 1,000-year-old Korean tradition, and you will know exactly why this position is called Korean. The question remains why not more positions are called Korean, because we can also spot some other positions in there, but we'll get to them later. Now that we know why Korean is called Korean, let's look at the second surprising name in this list. Why is soup called soup? This might be less of a surprise to some, because this is actually documented in a quite well-known video by Justin Wages.
The butt double side spin, the double whoop, you know, the double oop.
The double cinnamon twist roll.
Can opener, 2 cans of soup.
2 cans of soup.
So this trick was named can of soup, and as this is the most popular trick to do from that position, the position got the name from the trick, so soup. That brings us to the second group, the standing basics. Here we have 3 different positions: normal, expo and switch. Expo is the same for everyone. Here you stand on the line like you would sit in sofa. So you don't look at one of the anchors, but you look into the void and you have a lot of exposure. And that's where the name comes from. But everybody says expo because it's shorter. And then normal is when you look at the anchor. So you have a front foot and a back foot that is a bit tilted. And depending on your preference, you have right or left as your back foot, and that's your normal. So it can be different for different people. And then switch is whatever your non-preferred side is. Let's move on to the extended basics. Here we first have 3 positions that are named after body parts that touch the line in this position. The first one is belly, where your belly touches the line and both hands are at the line and you have weight on these 3 parts. And you also look into the void, so not at one of the anchors. Then we have the back position, which means that you just lay on your back on the line. It's a bit similar to Korean, but just laying on your back. So you also face the anchor and you have one leg on each side. And finally, we have the shoulder position, where you balance upside down on one of your 2 shoulders. And usually you also have both hands at the line for that. Then we have 3 positions which have quite metaphorical names. The first one is rocket. Here you have both hands at the line and you hang under the line. And this position got its name from the trick rocket mount, where you go from that position to feet. And as part of the trick, you shoot up like a rocket. So you can understand why it's called that way. The second one, Nevermind, also got its name from a popular trick from that position. So you bounce, then you almost fall, but you don't fall, you catch the line, and then never mind, you go back up. And that's why this position is also called Nevermind. And in this position, you hook the line with your foot or your knee and you hold it with both hands. Let's finish by the most popular position of all times, leash. Here you just hang under the line on your leash, no body part touching the line. I see quite some people doing it. No, just kidding. You can actually do tricks from this position. That's why it's also in this list. Okay, let's have a look at the next group, the old school positions. And I hope nobody's gonna hate me for that name, but it mainly comes from the fact that the people who do these positions, at least the ones I know, are mostly people who already started slacklining with tricklining and are now doing freestyle highline. But to be fair, it has also changed a little bit, at least last year. So some of these positions have gained popularity, so maybe they're gonna move to a different category soon. What I'm talking about is mainly the drop knee family. The simplest one being drop knee. Here you have one shin on the line and then the knee on the natural side of the line, and then the other foot is standing on the line. This is used mainly as a mount. Moving on to the next one, inwards drop knee. Here you have the same as drop knee, but then the knee on the inward side, as the name suggests. Then we have double drop knee, where you have both shins on the line and you face expo. There's a slight variant of that, the crook position, which is a bit like Bato Amazonas to sofa. So you face one anchor, and apparently that makes the position also a bit more comfortable and a little bit easier. But it's not that I've tried, so I don't know. And then we have one more member of this family, the foot plant position. How do you think it looks like?
The foot plant.
Yeah.
Foot plant position. This is a position.
Foot plant.
When you just become a plant, you know, your whole being is a plant, and then you root yourself to the line. So you grab with your toes, all of your toes from both sides, and that is the feet plant. And then you sprout.
No, but I would think it's foot plant. I would think maybe one foot.
No, this is inverse drop knee.
I think it's this. Like I can't go like completely. This?
If you only plant one foot. Yeah. Okay. Wonky. Yeah.
Foot plant position. I like it even.
As you might have guessed by the end, the foot plant position is when you have one shin on the line and then the front leg is straight and the foot is on the line. Moving on to the new school positions. So these are positions that have only quite recently been invented but are already pretty popular. The first one is the Jesus position. I think here an image tells you a lot more than my explanation. But basically you hang in front of the line and you have both arms on the line and really the complete arm on the line. And the second position that made this list of new school is the lazy girl position, where you hang from both knees. And that's why this position is also sometimes called knee hang. And you really hang all the way down. There's a variant to this one, which is the lazy boy position, where you still have the hands at the line. And you will probably sometimes accidentally end up in lazy boy, but you really have to throw yourself into the lazy girl position. That was a short one. The next category is the exotic positions. And here we first have the Buddha position, which is a cross-legged sitting position where you look straight at the anchor. Then we have the hangover position, which is a little bit similar to the nevermind position. So you also hang under the line in about the same distance, but you just have your hangover clipped and you hang under the line. And then we have a third exotic position, which is only exotic because it's so difficult. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would love to be able to do it. The handstand. So here the name is quite self-explanatory. So you do a handstand on the line the expo way. Here we have the do you want to get injured category. This is at least half joking because I don't know of any actual injuries, but they seem scary to a lot of people for sure. The first contender is the backbreaker position, and here you also lay on the line, but not as comfortably as in the back position because you have both legs on one side and your upper body on the other side, so you lay perpendicular to the line. The second contender, and I think most people believe it's a strong one, is the dislocate position. Here you hang below the line like in rocket, but you have an extra half turn in each arm, which makes it a bit weird to hang from. Let's see if people would actually try the dislocate position.
You hang like this. Would I try it on the line?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Stuff like this, huh? No. Sure?
No, because I'm a bit scared of my shoulders.
I would be really scared about it.
I have very flexible shoulders, so I'm thinking about it, but I'm very comfortable not being injured. So no.
Yeah, slowly. Yeah, I think my shoulders are flexible enough. I would train on a bar. Yeah.
You don't know where it's taking us next, freestyling. So dislocating might be the next step.
Let's see what the third and last contender for the do you want to get injured position is. It's the split. So here you do a split on the line, and so far in Freestyle Highline it was mostly a split looking at the anchor. And here also the question to our special guests, would you try it?
No, I think I would tear a lot of muscles.
Fake split.
First a split before dislocate.
I have already.
On the normal slackline, yeah.
No, I mean, yes, I would try, but I'm never managing this. I'm not lean enough.
I would try it if I can do it. So maybe I should start practicing it.
And now we covered 30 different Freestyle Highline positions. Let me know in the comments below what's your favorite position, and also if you think that I forgot a position, let us all know. Before you go, I want to thank all of the people that contributed to this video. It wouldn't have been possible without you. Thanks also for watching, and see you next time.